Hi everybody, welcome to Module 4 on differentiation. I'm recording this from home today. I'm working from home. My dog is in the background and there are some construction people outside fixing our driveway after the torrential rainfall we had. So if she barks, I apologize. So I want to go over the unit for this for the module for this week, which is on differentiation. But before we get to that, I have a section here called Reminder of the Learning Outcomes for EDU 390. I'd like you to read this, please. Oftentimes about this time in the semester, I like to bring this up because we get so busy in constructing our unit plans and doing the reading and all of the things that go along with this course that oftentimes students forget that they are under obligation to meet certain learning outcomes or standards. And those were laid out for you in the syllabus, and I went over those at the beginning of the semester. At the end of this semester, you'll have to write a narrative where you do a self-assessment of your mastery and achievement of those standards. So I'd like to revisit them now, particularly as you're now beginning to develop the lesson plans for your unit plan. You need to keep in mind the learning outcomes for this course, and here they are. And I've highlighted the important words in each one of these learning outcomes. And these learning outcomes are aligned with the main learning standard, main Common Core teaching standards down here. And the ones that people tend to forget about, I've pulled out and talked a bit here: extending interaction, incorporating perspectives from different disciplines, and designing assessments that match outcomes. So read this very carefully, please. And if you have any questions about it, let me know, because I want to make sure that you're thinking about the standards that you're being held to, as well as the standards you're holding your students and or future students to. They're two different things, okay? And so I've listed them all here for you to look at. I'd like you to revise your unit plan template and resubmit that to me for more feedback. Almost everybody needed to do some work to their unit plans. I finished reading the ones that were submitted late this morning. I have one more to do that was just submitted, and I'll get that done as soon as I finish this video. But I want you to revisit them in the next 2 weeks to revise them. Please pay attention to my feedback. Make sure that your assessment, learning outcomes, and standards match up. Most of you didn't do that. Some did, but I think some of you got lost in pulling the learning outcomes out of the standards and then making sure the assessments met up with that. And one more piece of advice: some of you had a lot of standards. Keep your unit of study manageable. This is, we only have this semester to create the unit of study, so it's really better to focus on a small unit than a large one that you might have to rush through. I'd rather have you take the time and do lots of revision and thinking about this business of aligning instruction, assessment, and learning outcomes. And then we get to the topic for this week, which is differentiation. Please watch this video. I've been getting some emails from people with questions that I'm certainly happy to answer, but it makes me wonder if everyone is accessing all of the materials that I'm providing. So do make sure you are, and if you are, thank you. I'm not insinuating that you're not. I'm just suggesting, just wondering. So watch the video. This is a recycle video. It didn't make any sense to redo it because all the information is the same, but I did edit it a little bit. I took a little bit off the front and off the end because it wasn't pertinent to this class. So it may sound as though I'm being cut off, but I'm not. I just have terrible editing skills with Screen-O-Matic. I've given you quite a few resources for differentiation, and I'd like you to look at all of them, please. There's a video here by Rick Wormley, a white paper by Nancy Fry, an article by Rick Wormley, and then there's a PowerPoint here about differentiated instruction challenges. This is from a Canadian consortia, but it's still quite interesting. And then this tiered assignment will be most important because I'm asking you to create a tiered assignment. So you'll want to read this carefully, okay? Books on differentiation, these are not actual books you can access, but just the links to them in case you wanted to look at the abstracts or maybe think about purchasing them later on. This one here I do have for you though, and that's here. It is linked here. There's a few blank pages, and I suppose that's for copyright purposes, but this is a full-length book, and I'd like you to read it, and it's not short, so make sure you allow time. I downloaded it to my iBooks on iTunes, and so I can read it on my phone if I'm waiting somewhere, and you're welcome to do that as well. I tried to put it on my Kindle, but I couldn't quite figure it out, but iBooks works well too. You can just download it to your desktop too and read it. Don't print it out though, it's 180 pages, okay? Multiple intelligences, I'd like you to investigate these 3 links and do this assignment, please. And then I'd like you to watch this video on mass customized learning and investigate their website. You have your reading assignments. Please continue your journals. Make sure you're talking to one another. I've been popping in and reading your responses and your posts, and for the most part, everybody's on track. But there's a few people who aren't engaging in the dialogue, so please do. That's why we've shared it in groups, so that you can share your ideas with one another. For your discussion, I have 2 prompts for you, so make sure you answer them both and do it in one posting, please. And then for your assignment, complete a tiered assignment, and that article by Heacock will give you the information on how to do that. And then add 1 more lesson plan to your unit of study for feedback. Make sure you're sequencing your lessons in an appropriate way. My dog's barking, sorry about that. And remember that I won't be able to look at every single one of your lesson plans and your unit plan before you turn it in for a final grade. So use the lessons that you're submitting for feedback. Use the feedback there to help guide you in creating all of your lesson plans, okay? Here is where you will submit your tiered assignment and your lesson plan. So that's it, folks. If you have any questions at all, please let me know. I'm more than happy to talk with you. I'm happy to do a Skype, a Google Hangout, a telephone conversation if you need to talk to me rather than just emailing back and forth. Sometimes you just need to talk and you just see somebody or hear their voice. So please, I'm open and willing to do that. We have a break coming up, the Columbus Day break. Monday and Tuesday are off days for university folk. Won't be in my office much next week, but I will be at home and I will be available. So please email, call. If you call my office, the voicemail will be sent to my email and I can answer you. Probably not on the weekend, but and probably not Monday because I'm taking care of my daughter's dog this weekend. But I will get back to you as soon as I can, and I'll always answer an email. So that's it, folks. I look forward to seeing your work.